Look, I've tried everywhere. Friends, colleagues. I don't know where she's gone. I mean, she could be 1,000 miles away.
Or she's right there.
Tell me more about those teapots.
The pots were her obsession. They need urgent work. If they dry out, then the clay can start to crumble. Apparently, you have to just keep making tea in them.
Yesterday, only one of those pots was shining. Now there are two.
She came back. She's still here. She's in the museum.
Very thinking.
Holy shit. She's hiding in plain sight almost.
Fancy a biscuit with that?
Oh my god.
Centuries old. Don't want to break that.
You saw the cipher. And you know he is coming for me.
You've been clever to avoid him so far.
I know he will find me.
Who is he? Have you met him before?
When I was a girl, with him back in China, I recognized his signature.
The cipher.
So you knew him well when you were living back in China?
Oh, yes. He's my brother.
Oh shit.
Oopsie. Oh, protect her, please.
Oh shit.
He's here.
But I mean, he's quick.
I have to go and help him. Open the door after me.
Is she gonna try to save them by going to her brother?
I don't know. I really
It
don't
is
know.
her brother, so.
Oh my God.
He's gonna feel guilty about it.
From gangs and stuff, this is crazy world.
A young girl was gunned down.
So the numbers are references to books, to specific pages and specific words on those
With
pages.
items.
Right, so 15 and 1, that means...
Turn to page 15 and it's the first word you read.
Okay, so what's the message?
Depends on the book. That's the cunning of the book code.
Oh, okay.
Has to be one that they both own.
Shouldn't take too long, should it?
So they need to
They leave
find
codes
a book.
and that they can, you know, yeah. They can create a message with this system. Oh, it's crazy good.
You need to find the same book from both of them.
We found these.
I need to get some air. We're going out tonight.
Actually, I've got a date.
What?
To where two people who like each other go out and have fun.
That's what I was suggesting. No, it wasn't. Why don't you try this? In London for one night only.
Thanks, but I don't come to you with dating advice.
Yeah, I
Years
wouldn't.
since anyone took me to the circus.
Oh, God.
Well, it's a friend recommended it.
Yeah, but what if it's his way of taking him where he needs him?
It is, definitely.
It's definitely.
So, yes.
And what's the name? Holmes. Actually, I have 3 in that name.
Oh my God.
No, I don't think so. We only booked 2.
And then I phoned back and got one for myself as well. I'm Sherlock.
Menage à trois.
Hello. Classic Chinese escapology act. Crossbows on a delicate string. The warrior has to escape his bonds before it fires. Gradually, the weight lowers into the bowl.
It's a crustacean. He could probably get out of these bombs really easily.
He could, definitely.
Still risky though, but...
Yep. You got your culprit now. Oh, shit.
Like I said earlier, he's supposed to be a good fighter, so let's see. He's fighting with the cans of paint. It's part of the show, guys. Oh my god, girl! What the fuck? Keeper.
She got girls, guys.
She's a keeper.
You and John, you solve puzzles for a living.
Consulting detective.
Solving puzzles.
His pride is totally the center of this episode.
What are these squiggles?
And none of this. An ancient Chinese dialect.
Oh, right, yeah, well, of course I should have known that.
Maybe she can help.
So these numbers is a cipher,
Exactly.
and each pair of numbers is a word.
How did you know that?
Well, 2 words have already been translated here.
John, look at this. Sulin at the museum. She started to translate the code for us. We didn't see it. 9 mil.
Does that mean millions?
9 million quid for what?
You need to know the end of the
Thank God, Sora, you're there.
The museum to the restoration.
Whilst we were running around the gallery, she started to translate the code. It must be on her desk.
So she had the book on the desk. Sometimes when you focus too much on everything, you miss the little details. And it's the contrary is true as well. When you focus too much on the little details, you miss the bigger picture. Translation book. There you go.
It's a book that everybody would own.
I love how they show us everything and we just miss it. That man is crazy. Let's go.
Right, that was quick.
Don't answer.
I'll just pop down.
Too quick,
Do you
maybe.
want me to lay the table?
Eat off trays?
Yeah.
Sorry, Kibi, how much do you want?
Do you have it?
What?
Do you have the treasure?
I don't understand.
Turn around.
9 mil for jade pin, dragon den, black tramway.
Have we seen that treasure before? I can't recall.
The cipher, the book. It's the London 8% that they use.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
A book is like a magic garden, carried in your pocket. Chinese proverb, Mr. Holmes.
He's not.
I'm not Sherlock Holmes.
Debit card, name of S. Holmes.
Oh my
my
god.
Yes, that's not actually mine. He lent that to me.
The check for £5,000 made out in the name of Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh no.
To that, to look after.
Oh my gosh.
Shitty luck.
I realise what this looks
Fuck.
like.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
it's Sherlock's turn to save him.
From your own mouth. Do you have it?
What?
The treasure.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I would prefer to make certain.
Oh, shit. I think she might start to regret adding that doctor to her office. Sherlock, hurry up. I want to believe that they're gonna save her, but she could very much die.
I'm not Sherlock Holmes!
Holmes!
I don't believe you.
You should, you know. Sherlock Holmes is nothing at all like him. How would you describe me, John? Resourceful, dynamic, enigmatic?
Mate,
That's a semi-automatic. If you fire it, the bullet will travel at over 1,000 meters per second. The radius curvature of these walls is nearly 4 meters. If you miss, the bullet will ricochet. Could hit anyone. Might even bounce off the tunnel and hit you.
Knock her down at least. I mean, he's trying. Shit. Why won't you throw yourself on the floor? Oh! Phew. That luck.
don't worry. Next date won't be like this.
I don't think there will be a next date.
It's not the time to joke about this. But I mean, I think she's too intelligent to blame him for that. That's not his fault.
I hope.
Without your assistance,
M.
we would not have found passage into London.
Moriarty.
Being they are connected.
You have my thanks. We did not know this man would come. This Sherlock Holmes.
No one can see it coming, sorry.
And now your safety is compromised. I will not reveal your identity.
She's scared. Yep, she's dead.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. Guys, I love crime shows like this.
Yeah, this
I
is
really
so
love
good.
it.
Moriarty is behind every single thing happening right now in every episode. So you just know this is going to build up to that confrontation. I feel like this episode we got to see a lot about Sherlock's pride in his capacities and in his ability to solve everything. We saw we kind of saw it in the first episode too, like how he really his addiction to this, how he had to solve every crime. But in this one, we got to see how he kind of reacts and handles working with people. If he's not taken seriously, he gets angry really fast. He feels like he's quick to anger, and he has to show them that he's better than them.
Well, to his defense, though, I kind of understand that. If you knew that you were right all along, and you know that people just don't believe you,
you're just losing time. Yeah, you're wasting time. But although what this leads me to believe here is that he certainly has flaws that can be exploited.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, like, Moriarty knows that Sherlock will want to solve the cases that he kind of creates for him, kind of, so he knows he's gonna go certain places. He knows he's gonna end up in these situations. He could have died in this episode. Literally, he could have died.
Times, yeah.
Yeah. He's too quick to go alone in places because he believes he can solve this. He has too much confidence, and he doesn't believe in friendship and in an actual partner. Yes, I think he's really happy that Watson is working with him, but he's too used to working alone, so he does not take him
rely
with
on
him.
him.
Yeah, he doesn't rely on him at all. Although, the fact that he kind of forced Watson to go to the circus with him, even though he was on a date, that leads me to believe that, they said last episode that he did not have any friends, just enemies, and he's saying like, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of concentration. I don't want to focus on such meaningless things.
Yeah, but we kind of see that it's subconscious growing fond of Watson.
He's human. I mean, he might play it like he's not, but he is human.
Yeah, and a real human is way better than a skull, so you got it, guys.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think he's developing a lot of feelings for Watson, as in, like, he's happy to have him here. He's happy he can talk to him about these things, and he's happy to have him along, even though he doesn't really value, like you said, he doesn't value his input that much. he still thinks that he's maybe a little. He's fun to have around, and he wants them to be there. He's gonna go, like, I mean, at the circus, he kind of left him behind, and he went to investigate himself. But he still wanted him to be there. So I feel like there's something here that's developing. And I mean, Watson is not saying that they're friends, but he's not saying the contrary either.
Or
now.
colleague.
I mean, they did say your friend and stuff, and he's not saying the contrary. And, I mean, he knows how he is. He understands how he acts now. He's kind of used to it. But as much as he wants to complain about his attitude or how he operates, he will still go along with him. So I think that the friendship is there, and slowly it's developing. So it's going to lead to to crazy things. Like, they already saved each other's lives once each. So I'm really interested in where this is going to go, how this is going to develop. The Moriarty thing is incredible.
I like how they introduced Sarah. Sorry, I kept saying her name was Murray, because I don't know if her name was Murray in the movie or it was Sarah. I really don't remember at all. Sorry, guys.
Watson's fiance.
Yeah.
I wouldn't jump to conclusions right away. It's episode 2, and it's the first girl he's dating so far. So I think she's interesting. I'd like to see more of her. The fact that she was willing to join him on this case, and she was okay with Sherlock just barging in, which is interesting because knowing that he's his flatmate, any girlfriend Watson might have will have to bear with Sherlock.
But it's nice because she is willing to do the job when it's necessities.
Yeah.
She helped Sherlock basically during the circus scene,
and
she bring a new input to
his research and stuff. It's nice sometimes to have. That's kind of why he needed Watson, because that's the thing. Sherlock thinks of a lot of things. By the way, this is something I really love in this show. The clues are there. They are there. Like we've seen. That's why I'm like, we do that sometimes in shows, and we get so focused on trying to find out what's going on. And I think this show is really good for that, because I think they want us to try to figure it out. Kinda. Yes, we're along for the ride, like we let Sherlock steer the boat.
We're trying too much to overthink what's going on, just like Sherlock is, technically. And
we don't see the details.
We kind of miss the simple detail that is just right in front of us.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think we have a good attitude for this show. Like, we're trying to solve the crime just like they are. I'm going back to, it's nice to have a partner.
We're suckers for enigma.
Yeah. It's nice to have a partner that can look for these details, because a second opinion, it's the same when you're writing a story, when you're making a project, or when you've been correcting something. When you focus too much on something, you tend to overlook the details.
Yeah.
And when you're Sherlock and you look too much into the details, sometimes you just miss something that's really in your face, like right there. You just miss it. So it's okay to have a new opinion, even though he seemed really bothered by her input at first. Like, she was asking questions and he was like, do I really have to answer this?
Well, it's a new situation for him. He's not used to have a female in his apartment who is not, what's her name again of the old lady?
The landlady, just say that.
The landlady. Someone who's
input?
No, he's invested in his work, who is legitimately interested in what he's doing and curious about it. And doesn't kind of understand what's going on, but she's in for the ride.
Actually, he is used to that, because the police officers he works with usually are right there behind him trying to solve the crime, but he thinks they're stupid, and most of the time they are compared to what he can do. But I think his mind works so fast that he doesn't appreciate having to slow down in his train of thought to explain. But he has a hard time valuing people's worth, which is interesting, because Watson, being the first one he ever took on a case with him, the first one he actually asked questions to, or he takes the time with Watson to bring him to the same conclusion he got. Because I don't know. I mean, this is great. Like, we already know that Watson and Sherlock are gonna develop a friendship. Call it a bad friendship or a good friendship. I mean, it's your take on it. But I think Watson can give maybe Sherlock a little bit of humanity, because so far he's been alone too long. He's been working cases way too much. He has nothing.
Okay, not humanity, social skills.
Yeah, social.
That's different.
I mean, it's not that too much. He was kind of working like a robot before, just going from cases to cases and not interacting with anyone. Just he doesn't eat, he doesn't sleep.
He got problem with social and emotional awareness, basically.
And I think that Watson can give him that social skill he's lacking, or at least he can introduce him to it. And as for Watson, well, we already know from last episode that Sherlock can give him the thrill he lacks. Like, he's not using his cane anymore at all, so. No. But his social life, though, is going to take a pretty huge hit from his relationship with Sherlock, so. As long as he's okay with it and he can put up with his attitude, all right. But I just hope he stays with him, because Sherlock desperately needs a friend.
You know what I love about crime shows like this one is basically every single show will be different. You got a new case to solve, but the main stories stay the same, and you got a main villain at the end of it.
Yeah.
Just like in Veronica Mars. Yes, sorry guys, The Mentalist. Same thing. You got a big guy that you need to defeat at the end of the series, but you got multiple cases along the way to solve.
I think one thing I can appreciate, I usually don't really enjoy the type of shows that you just mentioned. Not crime shows particularly, but the shows like, I didn't see Veronica Mars, but I saw Bones and Mentalist. But I think what I prefer in Sherlock is how long the episodes are. It feels almost like a movie.
It is a movie!
And they take the time to really push that case. So even if every episode is a different case, it doesn't feel like it's the same thing happening over and over again, because yes, you can say, yeah, it's the same thing. We get introduced to the case, we see them try to figure it out, and then there's the showdown. But since they take the time to really delve into the characters, they delve into the case, and they delve into the extras, kind of, the other actors who are there only for this episode. They take the time to show us their past. Like that woman at the museum, we felt sad when she died. So I like that they're taking their time. This makes all the difference for me, because usually when they're in a show that's a crime show like Mentalist, the episodes go by so fast, you feel like you're just seeing more and more of the same, you know? And you don't have time to get attached to the side characters. You don't have time to really get invested in the case, because it's over before you even start understanding what's going on.
True.
And in this, I mean, we don't understand what's going on, but because of how they direct the episodes, we're in Sherlock's mind, so we're trying, and Watson too, but we're trying so much, and they are trying so much to give us, you know, the clues we need, but they're doing it subtly.
I think you said it best in the first episode. Like, an episode from that show is a symphony, and the characters all waltz in on it perfectly.
I said that? Really?
Well, not words by words, but technically yes.
I think everything works in this show. I feel like they do this really well, and I like that they're not, at the end of it, when we get the punchline, when we get how he solved the crime, I like that what he's telling us is not something that we're like, oh, well, I could not have pieced it together because you never showed me, which is something I hate when they do that in movies and even shows, although I've never really seen a show like that before. But in movies, when we try to guess who's the culprit in horror movies or action movies, and then the solution appears and there was absolutely no way for us to guess it because we never got the clues. They didn't show it to us.
But with Sherlock, the clues are there, you just don't know it.
Yeah, I mean, the cream was right there, and that's why I'm looking for these shots, you know? When we got to the bank the first time, there was this awfully long shot of the guy that was, you know, turning his back to us, and then the lady at the desk, and I was like, is this guy important? So I'm asking questions, and that keeps me invested. So I love this. I think this show is doing it pretty well. And the characters are good. Oh my freaking god, is he a good Sherlock Holmes? He does it really well.
Alright. Thank you guys for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one, it is already on our Patreon. The link is right down there below. So if you want to watch it now, you can go down there, you click and you subscribe.
And if you want to see it on YouTube, the episode will be up next week, next Monday. So see you then, guys.
So, bye guys.
Bye.